let's not be fooled by a couple products that are out there right now. I just started noticing advertising for them, and I looked into them a little bit and thought I'd talk about those today because the advertising looks like something we might be interested in. Hello everyone, Semi-Retired Bob here. I talk about the carnivore diet, all things related to the carnivore diet, and miscellaneous odds and ends. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. What you're watching is you're watching me walk. I know that doesn't seem super exciting, but if you consider 2.5 years ago, I couldn't do this. I could barely stand for a couple minutes without severe pain. Now I'm out here walking every day in any kind of weather. It's actually a very beautiful sunny day here in Omaha, Nebraska. It's about 14 degrees right now, and it's supposed to climb up to almost 20 today, which is really nice. If you're returning to the channel, welcome back. It means a lot to me that you spend just a few moments of your day with me. I would like to ask everyone to help me out just a little bit. Hit that thumbs up, drop down in the comments and say, "Hi, Bob." And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. All these things are absolutely free and help me get the word out. It's never too late to change your life. I'm 61 years old, and I'm doing things I couldn't do when I was 40. Like out here walking every day. I wouldn't have even dreamt of leaving the house when it was cold out like this. That's part of why I'm moving to Texas. Although it was chilly down there too this morning. I checked the web, and it said that it was 38 degrees this morning in Terlingua, Texas. But it's only supposed to be that chilly for a couple of days, and it is supposed to get up into the mid-50s. So that's what I have to look forward to, rather than this. Oh. So I'm going a little bit different way today. Started off with that sharp hill right in front of my house, because I thought I'd try and walk over to the bank today. We'll see how this goes. I did have dance class last night, and I could tell that it had been several weeks since I'd been there. As I got home from dance, sat down at my desk to do a few things, and when I got up, my knees were really complaining hard. But this morning, I do still have a little bit of a twinge in my left knee. But again, thinking back to even 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago when I was dancing, sometimes a couple of days a week, if my knees felt like that, it would take me a couple of days just to be able to stand up and move around again. So carnivore has certainly helped with that. But anyway, before I run out of time to talk to you today, looks like somebody's burning leaves or something in their backyard. Big pile of smoke up here in front of me. Huh. But anyway, a couple of products out there. First one, because those of us who are at the point where we're trying to put on muscle, getting a little extra protein here and there is not such a bad thing. And, you know, being the old sugar addict that I am, I saw an ad for basically a Reese's Cup flavored protein bar. And I thought, well, that looks interesting, because they're advertising 18 grams of protein and 2 carbs. And that might be accurate, but I followed the links and then zoomed in on the ingredients list. I don't want any part of that. And I'm hoping that you don't want any part of that either. If you want some extra protein, just have another piece of steak or another couple of hamburger patties or a few more eggs, because those are a lot better for your body, and your body knows what to do with it. Yeah, you might get some protein out of these bars, but who knows what the chemicals will do for you, because there were a couple of different kinds of oil in it too. Palm oil and soy oil. I don't want any part of that stuff. So it was a nice little 2-minute fantasy of maybe I'll be able to eat Reese's Cup flavored stuff again. But then my carnivore brain won out and said, no, dumb. Dumb. Don't even think about it. And then there's another one. I can't remember the name of the products. There's 3 or 4 different ones out there right now that are claiming that they block the absorption of carbs, so that if you're trying to do a low carb diet, you can still eat everything you want to eat. And all you got to do is take this stuff that'll block the absorption of the carbs. Don't do it. Who knows what these things will do to you? I forget what the name of it was, but there was a diet pill about, I think it was probably 20 years ago. There was a diet pill. It sort of worked because it said it would block the absorption of carbs. And it did, sort of. But it caused, shall we say, sudden and explosive bathroom issues for a good portion of the day. Oh, I'd forgotten there's a couple of really good hills going this way. Now I could have cut through the neighborhood and cut through the parking lots to get to where I want to go faster. Well, go ahead. Go ahead. The car pulling into her driveway, and she was trying to be nice to let me go, but I just don't trust people. Yeah, I wish I could remember what the name of those pills were. One of the other myriad of things that I tried. Because, you know, I've talked about this before. I used to try pretty much everything there was to try to to lose weight. You know, the cabbage soup diet, the grapefruit diet. The list goes on and on and on when you're as old as I am. Everyone my age or older, you remember all the stuff that was out there. And while these two products might look like something you want to try, because it's like, wow, you mean I can still eat pizza and lose weight? They will probably do that. They probably will block the absorption of carbs so you can eat whatever the heck you want to eat and still lose weight. But weight loss is not what we're after. It's a side effect. What we want to do is lose fat and get healthier. Getting healthier is the big thing that we're after. And I just don't think taking one of these products that puts a chemical crap storm in your body, we have no idea what other strange side effects it might do to our body. Do we really want to take that chance? I know I sure don't. So it is World Carnivore Month, Day 8. I think it's the 8th. Yeah, it's the 8th. So just keep on pushing forward, especially now that we're into Day 8. This is when it starts to get a little squirrely for some people. You know, you start to think, gosh, isn't there something else I can do? No, there are no shortcuts. You just have to push through. I saw another quick little topic here while I move on down to Center Street before I flip the camera around. I saw in one of the message groups that I belong to, he's like, so this is supposed to be a recipe group. Where are all the recipes? I like hearing about everybody's success, but I don't want to get burned out and bored eating the same thing every day. And I'm like, what? I don't even get burned out and bored eating a diet of basically ground beef and eggs. You know, I was going to do that only egg thing, but the recent spike in egg prices, if they haven't come back down by the time I order some more, I'm going to have to rethink that for now. I'll still do it at some point in the future, but right now with egg prices going through the roof again, I don't know that when a dozen eggs is more expensive than a pound of ground beef, I'd much rather have another pound of ground beef. So we'll see where the egg prices are when I get there. But I don't understand this whole getting bored thing. Well, I guess I do sort of understand it, because our entire lives we've been told, you know, variety is the spice of life. And look at all these choices that you've got, so that you don't have to eat the same thing even 2 meals a month. And that's true if you want to keep eating the boxed food like slop that they sell in the middle of the grocery store. But we as carnivores can have variety too. Even in my basically ground beef and eggs diet, some days I just mix up the ground beef and then cook the eggs, scramble the eggs. Some days I put it all together. Some days I make little hamburger patties and then fry the eggs in the tallow and put those over top. There's a lot of variety you can have just in ground beef and eggs. And then if you start adding in different cuts of steak, chicken, fish, pork, any of that stuff, you can have different meals every day. Me personally, I find it easier to just keep eating the same thing on repeat, ground beef and eggs, because then I don't have to think about what I'm going to do. I don't have to think about what I'm going to have. Just every morning when I get up, I take a package of ground beef out of the freezer, set it on the counter in the spot where I thaw it out, and by the time I'm ready to cook, it's thawed out and ready to go. And for the rare occasion I wake up hungry, I've always got a few boiled eggs and a couple of pre-made hamburger patties in the fridge. Well, it's about to get really loud. It just did, because I just turned down onto Center Street to head down the hill to the bank. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to you when we get back to the house. Right now I'll go ahead and put on some music, flip the camera around so you can see where I'm at. Okay, let's cut the music. I did practice what I preached last night. You know, I'm always talking about cravings and how to bust up cravings. I think it was just yesterday or the day before's video. I got home from dance and as usual, I'd eaten my one meal a day before I went to dance. I don't know if it was using the energy or all of the commercials on TV, but I'm watching them and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, "Ooh, that Papa John's pizza looks really good. Those candy bars look really good. Those Pop-Tarts look really good." I don't even remember what all. And I knew it was just my brain saying, "Hey, let's have some sugar." So I did try a pinch of salt. Because my knees were so jacked up from dance, I couldn't really distract myself with a 15-minute workout. So I tried the salt trick and was still thinking about all the crappy stuff they were advertising in those commercials. So I went upstairs and I had about a pound of pork roast left over from my meal that I was planning on having today with eggs, but I sliced it nice and thin, put a whole stick of butter in the cast iron, and fried that pork roast up till it was crispy goodness all around. And I must have been actually hungry because I smashed that whole pound of pork roast. I was starting to feel a little full right as I was coming down the last strip. I probably should have stopped there, but there was only just 2 bites of pork roast left. So I went ahead and powered those down. Does it cut into my intermittent fasting time? Yes, it does. But I'm not worried about that because having good carnivore foods when you're hungry, you should never be shy about that. Even if you've already had what you consider a proper amount of food for the day. If you're hungry, eat. Because if you don't eat carnivore foods when you're hungry and you try to power on through it, after a little while, you'll catch yourself picking up the phone or turning on the computer and getting ready to call Grubhub or any of the other many delivery services to get a little sugar fix. But we're coming back up to the house here. That was, if I don't cut the corner, that's about a 3-mile round trip to the bank and back. But you saw I did cut the parking lot corner there because my knees were starting to hurt again a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't have gone quite that far the day after dance class, but I didn't go very far yesterday, so I really wanted to get a good walk in. So that, well, because I cut the corner, I know that's not 3 miles, but it's more than 2.5 the way I went, which is a pretty good walk for the day after dance class. But yeah, guys, don't be fooled by all the products out there with their claims. Just eat carnivore foods. You'll get plenty of protein, plenty of fat. You don't need help with these protein bars that are basically just candy bars with some protein isolate added into them. That's how they get away with calling them protein bars. They're still chemical crap storms that will jack you up inside. Hopefully some of what I said today made sense. Sorry, I'm a little tired right now. But that's what I've got for you today, folks. Don't forget, get out there, be 1% better. Today, tomorrow, every day. Have a great day, folks. I'll see you in the next one.